Welcome to TV20 Classic Sports. I'm your host, Christian Patterson. From all-star matchups to championship games, we've reached into the vault to bring back a part of Cleveland history. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of TV20 Classic Sports.
Recreation Center. Today we have for you the championship round of the junior and midget girls volleyball program for the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation. My name is Desiree Powell, and with me today we have Yasmin Record. We today will be bringing you the keys of the game and all the highlights as we see them take place today throughout the matches. How you doing, Yas? Thanks for being with us.
I'm doing pretty good. Yes, thanks a lot for inviting me out. You know, as always, it's a pleasure to do these games for the City of Cleveland Recreation Department.
It's been a year since we've done this. Last year we had a lot of highlights to go through. This year we even have more. They've improved greatly. First off, we're going to start with the junior match, which consists of the young ladies being between the ages of 13 to 16. And the top two coaches that have made it throughout the tournament is Marianne Cozio, who happens to be the full-time rec instructor here at Gunning Park Recreation Center. And we also have Rochelle Rando from Woodland. Marianne is her first year. Rochelle, she's had 12 years with the City of Cleveland. What are some of the highlights they gave you, Yas?
Well, basically for the Gunning juniors, they definitely have to have a strong serving game. Also, they have to have good net play, and you know, as with volleyball, net play is a key to the game. And Vicky Beeman and Chrissy Kupla must get their hard serves over the net. They're the two players that are very they're key players for Gunning, and in order for them to win this match, they have to be ready.
Okay. And how's Woodland fare?
Well, Woodland juniors, you have Tracy Jacobs, who must have a strong game. She's one of their valuable players. Also, Tamika Gray, her serve has to be effective. And I guess over the season, if her serve is on, Gunning better watch out. Also, all the girls must stay focused. Must stay focused.
Okay, one thing to remember also, this is Gunning's first time. They have a brand new rec center, just opened in May. So this is their first time in a championship round for volleyball, whereas Woodland, they've had some experience and background to start off their season, and they've had a little bit more history behind them. Okay? Well, when we come back, we will have more of the junior volleyball match to come.
So, whose influence are you under?
The air dances with the waters, which brings the rain that feeds the land, that is home to the animals. All life dances together.
In a world so connected, choosing one environmental cause can be hard. EarthShare is 40 environmental charities working together. You and your company can help by calling 1-800-MY-SHARE.
All life lives, or doesn't, together.
Welcome to the start of the girls' junior volleyball program here at Gunning Park. Right now we're going to go straight to Nate Mumphrey for the player introductions.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gunning Park Recreation Center for today's Division of Recreation 1995 Girls Volleyball Championship Games. Today's games will feature, in the first game, our junior division, we'll have the American Conference champion Woodland Recreation Center Lady Wildcats versus the Gunning Park Recreation Center Gators. And now the introductions. From the American Conference champion Woodland Recreation Center, a 7th grader at Shaker Middle School, number 13, Tracy Jacobs. Also from Shaker, in the 9th grade, number 22, Shantae McLemore. From Audubon Middle School, an 8th grader, number 23, Tanetta Greer. Also from Audubon, in the 8th grade, number 24, Sherry Childs. A 7th grader from Shaker Middle School, number 25, Shalonda McLemore. From Max Hayes, in the 10th grade, number 31, Yvonne Greer. And from John Hay, a 10th grader, number 32, Tamika Greer. The Woodland Recreation Center Lady Wildcats are coached by Rochelle Rando. And now introducing the National Conference champions, the Gunning Park Recreation Center Gators. From from John Marshall in the 10th grade, number 12, Rhiannon Reeves. From Holy Name, the 9th grader, number 14, Bridget Corrigan. From Magnificent, a 10th grader, number 22, Megan Devering. From Central, in the 11th grade, number 23, Corey Turner. A 10th grader from John Marshall, number 24, Shamika Fannin. A 9th grader from Holy Name, number 25, Amanda Metzkin. From John Marshall, and in the 11th grade, number 30, Jenny Cairn. In the 11th grade, from Lutheran West, number 31, Chrissy Krupla. And the 9th grader, from Holy Name, number 32, Vicky Beeman. The Gators are coached by Mary Ann Koziol and her assistant. And assistant Bobby Wright. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may we all stand for our national anthem, which will be sung by Miss Karen Jackson.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs
Okay, our refs for today will be Miss Antoinette Thompson, the head ref for the beginning match of the juniors. Next to her right, is Sandra Grant. She will be the ref on the floor. And then we have our 2 line judges, Jose Galindez and also Charlie Fay, representing our 2 line judges for today's match. Okay, Yazi, looks like we're getting ready to start off to a positive start.
As they say in boxing, let's get ready to rumba.
As we stated earlier, there's a lot of keys that these coaches have mentioned to us to look forward to at the beginning of their match and throughout their match that are very important for them in order to be successful today. Going back to Gunning, who's on their home court. They've got very strong serving, they've got good net play, and they've got 2 players by the name of Vicky Beeman and Chrissy Kupla that they're going to be looking very strong towards their serves and over the net play. How about for Woodland?
As we stated, Woodland Juniors have Tracy Jacobs, Tamika Greer. All the girls have to stay focused, and they have to have strong serving in order to win this game.
Okay, we're going to start off with Gunning having possession of the ball. For those of you at home, this match will be the best 2 out of 3. The score will go up to 15 points.
Well, we just had our first play of the game.
First server is Vicky Beeman, who we mentioned as being a key for Gunning. She started the program off with the first point of the match.
Nice bump. Okay, we had our first spike of the game. It went into the net.
Okay, I think what we also need to remind those at home, the girls, this is their first time throughout the season playing in front of the camera, so we may see some jittery nerves to start off this match.
We have our first ace, Desi, and that's by number 32. That's Vicky Beeman from Holy Name. Vicky is a 9th grader at Holy Name. She has perfect attendance. She's on the merit roll. Her hobbies include band and bowling. Her coach says that she's an awesome server, as we're seeing right now. She needs to call the ball and to be aggressive, but she's a well-rounded athlete, Desi.
That's right. For those of you at home, I have a little bit more history of the Gunning team. Vicky went out for the for the Holy Name team, and a lot of these girls have tried out for their schools and have been cut in the final round because lack of consistency based on high school play. But here in Recreation Center play, they have got more than enough consistency right now as we continue on with our volleyball program.
Okay, and we have a serve that just went out. We'll have a rotation on the Woodland Junior side, and our first server is number 32, Tamika Greer.
Tamika was also mentioned in the highlights of the keys of the game. They're looking for her to be very effective on her serve, and she starts off with a very strong serve.
Nice spike by number 13, Tracy Jacobs. Tracy is 5'7". She's a Shaker Heights student in the 7th grade. Her hobbies include volleyball, basketball, and swimming. Nice serve.
Oh, catching Gunning off guard a little bit, trying to have to readjust.
I'll tell you, Des, one of the keys to the game for Woodland Juniors is to have Tamika Greer serve to be effective, and she's doing a good job right now.
Both
nice
teams
serve.
started off with their strongest servers.
Nice spike. Oh, almost.
Okay, we see a tied ball game right now. Woodland still in possession of the ball. Tamika Greer still has control of her serve.
That's a good serve, Des. That's a great serve right now that Tamika Greer is doing the job she's supposed to do. She's getting that ball over the net.
Okay, score is now 4-3.
Good serve. Nice spike. That spike was by number 13, who was Tracy Jacobs. She's doing a good job on that front line.
Yes, she is. They're catching Gunning off guard. They're not quite prepared. These two teams have not seen each other throughout the season, so this is their first time.
We have a side out right now.
Side out, the ball goes back to Gunning. Right now, Gunning is down 3-5.
And the server is Shamika Fannin. Shamika's from John Marshall High School. She's a 10th grader. And that ball was in. We have a point.
It's a point. Shamika will get to serve once again. She's a very strong, natural athlete.
Nice bump.
This is her first year playing volleyball, but based on her skill level, you'd never be able to tell it.
Okay, and we have a side out. That was Jenny Cairns who tried to spike the ball over the net. Our next server for Woodland is number 25, Shalanda McLemore.
I think that's number, yes, wow. Okay, another side out. The score is now 4-5. Gunning is behind, trying to make up the difference.
And our next server is Amanda Metzer, who attends Holy Name. And we have another side out.
Case of the nerves, the first match, I believe, for both sides at this point.
The server is Tracy Jacobs.
Ah,
Tracy is a 7th grader at Shaker High School. The coach says that Tracy, this is her 3rd year on the All-Star team. She's a very strong player. She does it all. If she's having a good game, it will be over very soon.
okay, that was a side out, and Gunning took control of the ball. Jenny Carnes was a server. However, Jenny was not able to return that pass back over to the net, so goes back over to Woodland, who's in the lead 5-4.
Yeah, the next server is Shantae McLemore, Des.
Okay, too much power.
So as we can see, serving is just an important part of the game. You have to have your serves in order to score points.
It's one of the main things you tell young ladies when you try to teach them the game of volleyball. It's more than just hitting the ball back and forth over the net in the middle of a point.
Nice bump. Nice spike. Nice spike. And that spike was by number 32, Tamika Greer. She's doing it all tonight.
Yes, she is. And that gives the ball back to Woodland, who is in the lead with 5-4.
And the server is Yvonne Greer. Yvonne attends Max Hayes. And we just scored a point here.
And Gunning, I believe, called the timeout. Try to talk to her girls by Marianne Cozio. Well, what do you think, Jess?
Well, if we go back to the keys to the game, Woodland Junior stated that Tracy Jacobs have to have a strong game, and the key is Tamika Greer. She served 5 out of the 6 points that they currently have right now.
Yeah, definitely. Those have been the strong points of the whole match at this point. We're going to see if Marianne can talk to her young ladies out here, get them calmed down, and see if they can't set up their type of play. Again, these young ladies have not seen each other throughout the season, so there's going to be some surprises on both ends of the court.
And our server is Yvonne Greer from Max Hayes, and she served that ball out. You know, Des, I really have to compliment both coaches. They've done a great job with these teams.
The program is within its 3rd year, and we basically started from scratch 3 years ago. And to be at the level in which we're at now, as you see in this particular match, we've progressed rather rapidly, quicker than most people would have thought. And that's a compliment to the staff of the Division of Recreation as a whole.
And our server is Bridget Corrigan. Bridget attends Holy Name High School. She's a very good setter. Her coach says that she's a good server and she hustles, and she's definitely an all-star player.
Okay, that point goes to Gunning. Although they had a good spike on Woodland's side, it was said that she was over the plane and touched the net on the spike, so Gunning was able to maintain control of the ball.
Oh, nice.
Only momentarily.
And we have a side out here.
Score is now tied 6-6 with Woodland in control.
And our server is Tanetta Greer. She attends Audubon Junior High School. She's an 8th grader. She just served that ball out. Tanetta, hobbies are volleyball, basketball, and swimming.
We have started at the beginning of the lineup here at Gunning as we go to Vicki Beeman to start this serve off.
Okay.
And she begins it the way she started the match. She gained another point for Gunning, which puts them ahead by 1. Score is now 7-6. Okay, reminder those at home, matches go up to 15. They have to win by 2 points if it should get that close. And these girls have a lot of power.
You know, Des, I think if they just settle down a little bit, relax, just relax. The team that relaxes first will probably win this game, because you can tell they're both kind of tight right now. And Tamika serves that ball right into the net, and then we have another side out.
So now we go back to Shamika Fannin from Gunning Park. who attends John Marshall. She plays basketball for John Marshall as a sophomore.
Nice bump. Nice bump. Let's see who's going to set this ball up.
They're still tight. Okay, Shamik is able to bring another point home to Gunning. Score is now 8-6.
You know, Shamika is a 10th grader for John Marshall. She has perfect attendance. She's on the merit roll, the honor roll. Her hobbies includes, of course, volleyball. She volunteers at the recreation center. Her coach says she's a natural athlete.
Okay, until they loosen up, Yazi, I think we're not going to see too much bump set spike until they feel a little bit more confident. And right now we're seeing a lot of bumping back and forth to see who can maintain their concentration.
Des, we have a timeout by Woodland Recreation Center. And I guess their coach is going to try and talk to these girls, tell them to relax.
A lot of people need to know, too, that when coaches do these timeouts, sometimes it's a very strategic move, because when you have a team that's on a roll, who's having a lot of consecutive serves, one way to try to break that concentration is to call a timeout and see if you can't get to their nerves, so that when they go back to the line again, they've lost that consistency of serving back-to-back.
That's very true, Des.
So we're going to see if Woodland was successful in trying to break Shamika's concentration here.
And right now that score is 9-6. Gunning is in the lead. Nice serve.
She was able to maintain.
Nice bump.
Bumping match. Oh.
Okay, and Woodland Recreation gets a side out. Let's see if they can do something with this serve.
Number 25.
That's Shalonda McLemore.
Whoa.
And that ball goes into the net. We have a side out for Gunning.
That's her second time for a side out in her rotation. She needs to loosen up a little bit more.
And here we have Amanda Metzer, who's the server. She attends Holy Name. She's a 9th grader. Nice set.
Oh,
And
nice save.
Oh, good try.
That was a nice save on number 22 from Gunning, Megan Devrin from Magnificat.
And that's another good serve by Amanda. It's another point. Right now that score is 11-6.
Remember, the match is for the best 2 out of 3 games.
Good serve. Nice bump. And
One
that ball
thing
is out.
She was very, if it hadn't been for her coach screaming out 3 or 4 times consecutive, I think she would have played that ball.
And Woodland Recreation gets a break right there. You know, it goes back to the keys to the game. Woodland juniors have to get focused. I mean, because right now they're not into it.
Okay, Tracy Jacobs in serving position for Woodland, trying to bring them back from behind, 6-12.
Okay, nice bump. Nice bump. Nice spike.
They're trying.
And we have underneath the net called on number 23.
From Woodland, so the ball goes back over to Gunning.
I think if Gunning score a point right here, Des, you're going to see the Woodland Juniors coach call a timeout.
Whoa.
Oh, they get another break, side out.
Okay, Jenny Carnes is a little bit tight. She has not gotten into the flow of the game as of yet, but maybe throughout the match she's going to loosen up a little bit more. Brings the ball right back over to Woodland. Number 22.
As you can see, Des, Woodland is having a problem with getting that ball over the net. And you can't score points unless you serve the ball. And our next server is number 22, Megan Devering.
Okay.
That's another point. The score is 13-6 Gunning. And I'm surprised that Woodland Recreation coach is not calling a timeout right here.
Okay, we're going to look at that again. Her serve went over, and as Woodland bumped that ball, it hit the ceiling, which caused the players to be unaware and not expecting it, so they were out of place. What did we miss, Yas?
That's a point. That's
Gunning scored another point.
That's right.
It's now game point, 14-6.
Good bump.
If Gunning wins this point, they've
Nice
won the
spike.
first game of the match. A lot of concentration going on right now.
Nice bump.
They're calling the ball. Shamika with the spike.
Nice return.
Oh!
Great play.
Shamika had a nice spike. She got overwhelmed, and instead of thinking about whether or not the ball was going to land in or out, she went for the spike again, and it didn't work in her favor, which gives the ball back to Woodland. They're down 6-14.
And they're having problems with their serving, Des.
That was Yvonne Grayer, which brings the ball back over to Gunning for Bridget Corrigan to serve. Remember, this is game point.
And you know, Des, right now Gunning is doing everything they said they have to do. They're serving. They're having some good net play. Nice bump.
Okay, Woodland returned it. Gunning sends back very deep bumps. Ouch.
Okay.
Gunning wins the first game, score 15-6. They were able to put out what they said they needed to do. They needed to have very strong serving game, good net play, and Vicky Beeman and Chrissy Kupla. They came through with the serves and the over-the-net play. Both teams were tight, so maybe we'll see a different type of play in the second game. What do you think?
I think so, Des. Right now you have Woodland Junior's coach talking to the girls, telling them to relax. We can do this. We can win this. They just have to concentrate on getting that ball over the net.
One thing Gunning definitely has for them in their favor is that they are playing on their home court, so that does give them a slight edge. However, Woodland is a very capable team. They're very talented. Both teams represent two different divisions. So Woodland is representing the division that they became the strongest of.
Des, I think you're going to see a different game in match number 2.
Replay of the last point. Gunning serves the ball. You see a deep return there. Woodland sends it over the net. Gunning sends it right back over in the midcourt.
Nice bump.
And the bump that was returned by Woodland was off center and landed out of bounds. Okay, well, coaches are going to take the time to talk to their players.
I think you're going to see a different game, Des. Right now, I mean, this is it. If Gunning take this next match, it's all over.
That's right.
It's all over.
Right now, since we have some time to spare, we're going to talk. We're going to try to locate our Deputy Commissioner of Recreation, Mr. Clarence King, so we can get some more information about various programs in the Recreation Department. Clarence, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here, Desi.
Clarence, we've got a little break in action here, so we wanted to take this time for the people at home to get a feel for what other activities can the citizens in Cleveland, what other activities can Cleveland residents do at various recreation centers versus just sports, and not just geared for only children, although that is our main mission, but what can adults look forward to?
Well, we have a variety of programs at the centers. You have aerobics, you have aquatics program, you have basketball, and we have programs for all ages. We have for the young kids, 8 and above. We have for the seniors, 15 and above. So we have programs for everyone.
Okay, while you stay here with us for a few moments, Clarence, we're going to get ready for the start of the second match. It looks like the girls have taken the floor, and it looks like Woodland's going to start to serve first.
That's right. And of course, their first server is number 32, Tamika Grayer.
Okay.
Now let's see if their serving gets consistent this game, Des. And we start off with a good serve. That ball is in. That's a point.
Getting off guard.
I think Woodland looks a little bit more relaxed, Des.
Yeah, well, they're starting off strong. Okay, we're going to look at that again. She had a very deep serve, caught the two players from Gunning in the back row off guard. They weren't talking and communicating to each other, so no one went for the ball. It was a good return by Gunning just now. We're back into a bumping match.
Nice spike. Oh, that was a nice spike by number 13, Tracy Jacobs. Tracy attends Shaker High School. She has perfect attendance in school. Her hobbies include volleyball.
Here we go again. They missed the off the serve. Okay, Tamika's going strong. She's already brought the score to 3-0. Attempting her 4th serve.
Yeah, that's a good serve. Nice
Strong,
bump.
deep serve. Ouch.
And we have a side out. And the first server for Gunning Recreation is number
31.
And that's Chrissy Drupla. She attends Lutheran West High School. Her coach says she's a very good server, spiker. She could have played for Lutheran West, but she lacks some consistency, but you can't tell with her play today.
Okay, Gunning was not able to work the net play, so the ball goes back over to Woodland, number 25, Shalonda McLemore.
Nice serve, good bump. Good save. Nice bump. Oh, lack of communication right there, Des.
Definitely. Front row has to be able to talk to each other. That should have been the setter's ball. She should be in control of the floor. That's just replay, very deep serve. She passes the ball up to the front row. As we see, miscommunication. The spiker and the setter weren't aware of which one was going to take the ball. In that situation, as we both know, Yaz, as former coaches, that's the setter's ball.
You're correct, Des. I think right now you see that Woodland is a little bit more relaxed.
Okay, the score is 0-4 in favor of Woodland. Gunning is trying to come back from behind.
Nice bump.
Whoa, Shamika sends over a pass, just barely crossing the net, and Woodland was not able to situate themselves to get the ball back over.
Yeah, the server is Amanda Metzer, who attends Holy Name. She's doing a wonderful job serving. Nice bump. Nice
Jenny
spike.
with the spike. She needed that. She was very cold the first game, so hopefully this is going to try to replay of that. Jenny with the spike. Woodland unable to come back with a return. So Clarence, as we were saying, recreation centers are for adults too, not just for the kids.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, recreation is for everyone, not just for kids. However, that's our main focus. But we do have programs for all ages.
Okay, and we have a side out for Woodland Recreation Center. And the server is number 13, Tracy Jacobs, who attends Shaker. The coach says that Tracy is a third-year All-Star. She's a very strong player, and she does it all. If she's having a good game, and they really need Tracy to have a good game because they definitely need to win this one in order to stay in this match.
Yeah, right now the score is 4-2 in favor of Woodland, so maybe Woodland can come through with this game. We had a substitution here. Gunning brought in number 12, Rihanna Reeves from John Marshall. She plays it.
Nice bump. Oh, and we have a side out.
Shamika Fannin is back to serve for Gunning. They're behind 2-4.
Nice serve. Okay, now you know, Des, on the serve, as coaches, we always state that you should always bump the ball on the first,
Right.
on the serve.
Right. You have better consistency. Uh-oh.
Good bump. Okay.
I hope we're not seeing a give up, Woodland give up at this point. They just need to get resituated and get refocused here. They're letting some easy plays get by them at this point.
Good serve. Okay, and we have a side out for Woodland Recreation Center.
Okay, Gunning has brought the score now 4-4. It's a tied game.
And our next server is Shantae McLemore, who attends Shaker High School.
Okay. They've now taken the lead again, 5-4. We're going to look at that again. She serves underhand, the center back position, sends the ball off to the side instead of directly up in the air. Oh, we've got an ace. No one from Gunning touched that ball. It landed on the floor, which may give the momentum to Woodland that they need to come through for this second game.
You know, Shantae's doing a good job as far as getting the ball over the net, and that's what Woodland needed, some consistency in the serve. That ball goes out. That's another point. And the score now is 7-4, Woodland Recreation Center.
Okay, we're looking at that again. That spike was out of bounds. It was very strong. However, it did not land in, and that's the most important thing. We're in the middle of play here. Bumping match going on. And Gunning comes out on top with that. I think their nerves take over and they start going with that bump and they forget about setting up for the offensive play, a bump set spike. But I guess whatever works for today, they just want to get through the match.
And our server is Jenny Kearns. Real nice, hard serve. Jenny Kearns attends John Marshall High School. Her coach says she's a good spiker, a team leader, and she loves to win.
Since the opening of Gunning, some of the neighborhood kids who played at other rec centers have transferred over to Gunning. Jenny spent a lot of years at Zone Recreation Center, and since Gunning's open and it's closer to her home, she now plays for Gunning.
Nice
that
spike.
was a nice spike on behalf of Woodland. Woodland takes the ball. They still have the lead. The score is now 7-5. Number 31.
That's Yvonne Greer, who attends Max Hayes. The coach states that she's a good player, and she believes she's going to be she'll do well for this game.
It's good to see all the support we have out in the stands. The stands are filling up. It's been a long season since the end of September.
So Des, tell me, when does the season start for girls volleyball?
It actually starts the end of September, and it goes through the end of Thanksgiving weekend, and then we start the playoffs, and it leads us right here to this point here, the championship game.
Okay. And we have a side out.
Those of you at home, just a reminder for the athletics program at the various recreation centers, the children involved or the youth involved are not to be playing the sport in their local school system. So these young ladies do not play for their schools, they play for the rec center.
And Tanetta Greer is a server. She attends Audubon Junior High School. This is Tanetta's third year as an All-Star, and you can tell she's a great player.
She played last week in the All-Star match that was held over at Thurgood Marshall.
Great serve. And we have a side out.
Okay, Woodlands had a little bit of momentum going here. However, we have some substitution on Gunning's behalf. Number 32 is going to re-enter the game for number 12.
And 32 is Vicky Beeman.
She's going to enter the game again take the place of Rihanna Reeves, who did a good job while she was in the game.
Because as you know, Des, Vicky Beeman is a key to Gunning winning this game. And she's one of their key players. And they're basically putting Vicky in for a serve.
And as we were stating earlier, as far as recreation centers being for the adults as well, particularly here at Gunning, and there's other recreation centers that have the same thing. Then we have weightlifting and other activities, Clarence?
Well, we have weightlifting. Right now we are looking at a lot of non-traditional sports. We're trying to get into skiing, fencing, programs of that sort, to give you more of a variety of activities.
Okay. Gunning has taken control of the ball. They've gained a serve, so now the score is now 8-6 in favor of Woodland. Gunning trying to come back from behind.
And that was a nice ace.
And that took Woodland off guard. Timeout by Woodland. And I think they're going to have a major discussion amongst themselves. Lack of communication. But you said the non-traditional activities.
Well, see, traditionally you usually play stick ball games. And use old adage from the old recreation is that most of the games we played had a stick, either ball in it. Well, a lot of winter sports like skiing and fencing, and fencing is year-round, we are trying to go that way now because a lot of kids do not participate in basketball, baseball, or football. So non-traditional sports are the ones we're going to try to start highlighting now.
Okay. That's needed. That's always needed. Make everybody more well-rounded. And it also, doesn't it, it brings other activities that may not be common in certain areas of the city. It gives them an opportunity to take part and learn some things.
Yes, it does. And also, you have a lot of kids who only play during the summer months. During the winter, they're normally in-house, and all that aggression builds up. So having winter sports, which a lot of non-traditional sports are, it gives them a chance to release some of that energy. So when the summer comes, they just don't explode.
That's good. That's good. We look forward to seeing that in all the rec centers.
And our server is number 32, Tamika Greer, and she serves that ball out. We have a side out.
Okay, Gunning is inching their way back. The score is 8-7. They have possession of the ball. They're behind by 1. They won the first game of the match. It's the best 2 out of 3. If they should come back and win this game, they will be the champions for the 1995 season.
And that's a nice serve. Oh, and we have Jenny Carnes try to spike that ball, but it went out. Side out for Woodland. And our server is number 25, Shalonda McLemore, who attends Shaker Middle School. Nice serve. Good bump.
Catching Gunning off guard here.
You know, Dad, this is a very close game, and Woodland really needs to come through and win this one in order to take it to a third match.
With the score 9-7, they can do it if they stay focused. That is not staying focused.
And we have a side out. And our server for Gunning is number 25, and that is Amanda Metzer, who attends Holy Name. Good serve. Nice spike. And we have a point for Gunning.
Okay, that brings them back from, well, they're one. Okay, last point there goes out of bounds, which gives the ball to Gunning for possession. We're in the middle of play here. Okay, it goes on behalf of Gunning. That was a pretty long rally, but Gunning came on top, brings the score 9-9, even game.
Whoa, and that ball goes into the net. We have a side out, and our server is number 13, Tracy Jacobs. And Woodland said that Tracy Jacobs have to have a strong game in order for their team to win. She's been pretty quiet for the first game. Nice bump.
Shamika Fannin with the spike. Jenny Carnes.
And we have a point for Woodland Recreation Center.
Okay, if you notice, however, since the start of the match, looking at this again, the spike by Jenny from behind the 10-foot line goes right into the net. Normally when you do a spike, you want to be in front of the 10-foot line. That gives you greater success. She was too far back. She should have bumped the ball. Woodland still has possession of the ball. But as I was stating, what I was going to say is Tracy at the beginning of the match was serving overhand. That's where their strength was, in her power of her serve. Because this match is so close and they're down by 1 game, they've switched her over to an underhand serve, which is a little bit more easier for Gunning players to return.
Okay, and we have a timeout here called by Gunning coach. She's trying to get her team together. I mean, this is very important. She wants to win this game. She don't want to play a third game.
She doesn't want to go to a third game. If she goes to a third game, that's going to raise the enthusiasm of Woodland, and she's going to have a much harder time to try to win the championship.
Okay, let's see if Tracy can get this ball over the net.
And they're in the lead, 11-9.
I think Woodland looks a little bit more relaxed, Daz. Just a little bit. Good serve. Nice bump. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we'll see a bump set spike.
Nope, not out of that one.
Okay, side out for Gunning.
Okay, Shamika's back to serve. Whoa, now that is very unusual. Throughout the entire season, Shamika has been consistent with her serves. Her nerves must have gotten to her. She has never hit the ceiling before throughout the entire season.
And the server is number 22, that's Shantae McLemore from Shaker High. Nice bump, nice bump. Okay.
Back row spike.
And the ball is stopped.
Replay. This has happened to us throughout the season, and we've had to deal with this.
What happens is when that ball gets stuck up like that, it's automatically a replay. It's a replay. So we'll serve the ball over. Woodland serves the ball again. And that's number 22, Shantae McLemore. We have a replay. No score served. The ball is stuck in the net. What normally would happen if that ball came down out of the net, they would be able to play the ball. But since the ball is stuck, you have to call a replay.
That's right. A lot of people in the stands may not be aware of that. But to be fair for both teams, because you never know what the outcome would have been if that ball had come down, so you have to be fair to both teams and replay the ball.
And the server is number 30, Jenny Carnes. Nice bump. Good bump.
The excitement level, you can feel it in the gym, has just been raised.
Okay, we have a lift, which that means that's an illegal hit. We have a side out for Woodland Recreation Center, and the server is number 31. That's Yvonne Greer.
Scores
yeah, that's a good
11-9.
serve.
Whoa!
And we have an ace.
Very good serve. Scores now 12-9. And as I was saying, you can feel the intensity starting to grow in the gym now.
See, I think Woodland is becoming more comfortable now.
Replay, serve goes back. Miscommunication between the center back and the right back player. The ball, however, now has gone back to Gunning.
Nice
Lands
serve.
on the line. For those of you at home, the ball touches any part of the line, the ball is in. It has to be all the way off of the line in order for it to be out if it's to be considered. Replay of that serve. As you see, she takes a step forward with the serve. Woodland assumed that the ball was going to be out, and they watched it hit the line. Okay, since that replay, Gunning has scored 2 more points. They've brought the score now to 12-11. Woodland is still in the lead, but Gunning is trying to come back from behind.
And that's another good serve for number 22, Megan Devering.
Okay, now in that instance, you saw the ball come back down off of the curtain. Woodland tried to play it as it landed down. She had a miss hit and it went out, which has now caused the score to be tied 12-12 and a timeout.
Well, Des,
This is what we've been waiting on.
you know, it's back to the key to the game. Gunning's doing everything that they have to do in order to win this game. They have a strong serving game. They're playing the ball well off the net, and Vicky Beeman and Chrissy Kupla is doing the job. And also, Megan Devering is coming through for this team. She's actually served the last 3 points.
You always have to look for that other person on the team that may have been silent throughout the season to come strong during a major playoff game. And so far, Gunning's been able to look to their bench and look to all of their players that's been giving them a lot of support. Like I said, you call a timeout, you break their concentration. You've got to change the swing of the game again.
Okay, and our server is number 23, Tanetta Greer. She attends Audubon Junior High School, and she serves that ball out. We have a side out. You know, Woodland is getting every opportunity to win this game, but they have to get the serve in.
Yeah, that's one of the keys of the whole match.
Nice bump. Good bump. And that
Out.
ball is out.
Well, Clarence, the girls have come a long way in 2.5 years.
Yes, they have. It's good to see them compete like this. Now when you're going to go co-ed, mix it up a little
There's
bit.
been a lot of interest on that half. Ball hit the net on the serve, so now it goes back over to Woodland. It's allowing them to stay in the game.
And Woodland has their top server up. Tamika Greer is up for the serve. Let's see if she can put this ball in.
It's 12-13 Gunning right now.
Good serve.
It's over.
Good bump. Nice bump. Can we get a bump set spike? No.
No.
And that ball is out.
Out. Too strong on the pass. Tie game, 13-13. Remember, those at home, you have to win by 2. Score should be, end of the game should be at 15.
And Tamika's doing her job.
Game point for Woodland. Timeout by Marianne Cozio for Gunning.
You know, Des, Woodland coach said that Tamika Greer serve has to be effective, and she's doing her job right now.
It may not have been there totally throughout the beginning of the match in the first game, but when it counts now, it's there. That's the most important thing, and if they come through with this one more serve, we'll go to a 3rd game.
Let's see if Tamika can do it. Right now the score is 14-13, Woodland Recreation Center.
Woodland's got their cheering section going. Game point.
Nice serve.
Yep.
There you have it. Woodland Recreation Center wins the game.
It's a pressure serve.
Yes, it was.
Great serving by Tamika Greer.
Well, now we're going to see what they have left, what both teams have left. They have to do another coin toss to see who gets the serve. Okay, replay of that point. Serve was very strong and deep. It was deeper than the center back person thought it would be. As she was moving backwards, she couldn't get full control of the pass. It went off to the side. End of the game.
When Raymond was 6, I was afraid to take him to the playground because they were doing drugs. When he was 10, I couldn't let him play ball in the schoolyard because of the gangs. When he was 15, I wouldn't let him go to any dances because there could be a fight or a shooting. Now he's a man, and I realize he's never been a kid.
Give your children back their childhood. Do something now. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Together, we will take a bite out of crime.
My hero? Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero? Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
So, Des, you know, this is a very nice recreation center.
Thank you. We want to thank the City of Cleveland residents and all the support we've received from City Hall and getting this up since May of 1995. But as we go back to Clarence, and as you take a look around, you know, rec centers have weightlifting and they've got meeting rooms. They've got a lot of activities for adults to do in the pool. We're trying to get more adults into the facilities for use. Please understand, am I correct, Clarence, that we're trying to get as much activity for kids at all ages, but we do want the adult activity in the buildings?
Well, see, having adults in the building enhance the whole program because, see, just like with kids, adults need recreation also. So we want to make sure that when mother and father come home from work, they have a place to go to release some of that aggression and anxiety that they have so that when they're dealing with the kids at home, that they can actually recreate at home and as well as at the recreation center.
And that's a good point, too, because, you know, a lot of adults feel that they have to go to these spas and pay the money and this and that. And right now, the building is open for City of residents free of charge.
Right.
So they need to make use of that.
And if it's a program that we do not have here, they can let us know, and if all possible, we'll try to create the program. If not now, in the near future, we'll try to do the best we can.
So can I ask, how does an adult get enrolled in one of these programs? Is there some type of, you have to live in a certain area, or can you attend any recreation center that's with the City of Cleveland?
Well, you can attend any recreation center as long as you are a citizen of the City of Cleveland. And as Desi said, we do not charge for the services, so you just need to register. If it's a structured program, if not, it's open gym. You just sign in when you come in and ask the nearest rec instructor, physical director, where the program is.
Okay, and here we get ready for the third game.
Okay, and as we can see, the girls have taken the floor. Gunning has gone back. They have control of the ball to serve first, which can be very key, because if you come out strong serving in an important game like this, it could carry the momentum for you for the rest of the game. So it's going to be interesting to see how Gunning takes this first serve.
And the first server for Gunning is Chrissy Drupla, who attends Lutheran West High School. She's a very good server, spiker. She could have played for Lutheran West. That was a nice hard serve, good bump. And we have lack of communication on Woodland Recreation side.
Okay, it landed in. They assumed the ball was going to be out. Anything close, back in our day, and we're getting old now, y'all. Back in our day, you play anything that's close, especially in a game like this.
Nice serve. And it goes out.
That should be today, too. It's close you play it, especially at this level.
True. And our server for Woodland Recreation Center is number 32, Tamika Grayer, and she starts off with another good serve. Good bump. Nice bump. Let's see if we'll see him set the, oh, we have a bump, and it's out.
Off to the side.
Side out for Gunning.
Okay, Shamika Fannin is going back to serve. Score is 1-0 in favor of Gunning.
Good serve. Nice bump.
Help it.
We have a side out. Lack of communication on Gunning's part. You have to open up your mouth and call for the ball. The setter should get the second ball.
They've had that problem throughout the season. They've been trying to work on it. They have their good days and they have their bad days.
And our server is number 25, Shalonda McLemore, who attends Shaker Middle School. Good serve. Nice bump. Good bump.
Okay.
And that's a lift called on number 25, Amanda Metzer. So that's a point for Woodland Recreation Center.
Score is now 2-1 in favor of Woodland.
Good serve.
Okay, she hit the ball, hit the light on the ceiling, and it ricocheted down and over the net on the side of Woodland, which allows Woodland to maintain control of the ball.
Good serve. Nice bump.
In. There again, the ball was close. They elected to let it go, thinking it was going to land out. Landed on the line by the referee and the line judge. Gives the ball back to Gunning.
And our server is Amanda Metzer. And she serves that ball out. We have a side out for Woodland.
Goes back to what you said earlier, Des. If it's close,
yeah,
play it.
You don't want to learn the hard way, not in a game like this.
And our server is Tracy Jacobs, who attends Shaker High School. Nice bump. Des, we haven't seen a bump set spike yet. I think these girls are nervous. They just need to relax.
Very.
And that ball is in.
Jenny Carnes.
And Jenny attends John Marshall High School. Her coach says she's a good spiker, a team leader, and she loves to win.
Nope. Okay, Gunning's been fortunate right there. Woodland was not able to get in position for that. Gunning's been able to come back now 2-3. See whether or not Jenny can get this one over. She does.
Nice bump. Lack of communication. These girls have to relax and just play volleyball. And our server for Woodland Recreation Center is number 24, Sherry Childs, who attends Audubon Junior High School. Nice bump. Nice bump. Gotta communicate. You don't see any talking on the floor, Des.
No, you don't.
Good
deep.
Bump.
That was very deep. That was out. Okay, that brings the ball back over to Gunning.
And the server is number 23. That's Corey Turner. And Corey Turner attends Central High School. Her coach says she's a strong back row player, a very good team player, has a lot of heart.
She works very hard. And it shows right now in the serving. We'll see if she can get this one over. She's tied the game now 3-3. So both teams are starting on the same leg here. See whether or not Gunning can take the lead at this point.
Good bump, nice bump. Good spike. That was a good spike.
That's what they need to learn. The power of the spike over a bump will cause the other team to work harder, and they will have less consistency on their passes the harder the ball comes back to them. That was a good example of that.
Good bump. And nice hit. Nice hit.
They must have heard you, Desi.
That's good, though, because that's what they need in order to win this game. Either team, whoever takes it, they need to have a little bit more power with the spikes versus this bump game.
Good serve. I'll tell you, that number 31, Yvonne Greer, is doing a good job serving this ball for the Woodland Recreation Center.
She's bringing the score now 5-3, and they're in the lead. And Gunning's going to do some substituting here.
I think that server was asleep in those other 2 games.
She might have been.
She's doing a great job right now.
I hope we don't jinx her.
Announcers have the tendency of doing that.
And we jinxed her.
True to form. Okay, Gunning with the ball again. Bridget Corrigan back to serve. Gunning is down 3-5.
And that's a nice serve. See what happened on that play, Des, is you didn't have anybody communicating who's going to get the ball. They have to open up and talk.
That's right. 4-5.
Nice serve. Good bump. Nice bump. Let's see if Gunning's. Okay, we have a side out.
I saw that coming. She was standing too close. She didn't back up in enough time. Gives the ball back to Woodland, 5-4.
And the server is Tanetta Grayer. Let's see if she gets this ball over. Nice serve.
Nice return.
Good bump. Let's see.
In. She misread. Woodland misread where she was on the court. She wasn't aware of where she was on the court and assumed that she was already out of bounds. Gives the ball back to Gunning. They're down 4-5. Replay, she stepped aside and felt that she was already out of bounds. The line I think she got confused with is the line that we have on the court for the next match for the midgets, because the midgets are able to serve a little further in than the juniors, and I think she got confused looking at the court thinking she was out of bounds already. Gunning has brought the score 5-5. Out. Too much power in her serve, but now they're both on the same level again.
Okay, and we have Tamika Grayer serving again for Woodland Recreation Center. She's a 10th grader at John Hay High School. Her coach says she's a very strong player, great server. And so far, she's having a great game, Des.
Yeah, she is. 6-5. Should be.
Nice serve. Nice spike. Good. That was a nice spike by number 13, Tracy Jacobs. You know, Tracy really get into her spiking game. I think Gunning will really have some big problems.
Oh, yeah, they're having some problems right now.
Good serve.
Oh, they got lucky on that one. Shamika Fannin back to serve. She has very high serves as of today. Her nerves are a little flustered. She's making her serve go higher than usual, but now she's off to the side. Yeah, her nerves.
And see, right now what's happening to Gunning is they're going away from their game plan. They're not serving the ball anymore. And Woodland is getting into their game plan. They're starting to serve. That's the point.
Momentum has shifted. 8-5. Behalf of Woodland.
Yeah, that's Shalonda McLemore who's serving that ball. Good bump.
Oh.
I'll tell you, Des, that's the right idea. You want to spike the ball. You really want to spike the ball because it's harder to return it.
Yes, it is. Scores 9-5.
And we have a timeout by Gunning.
You know, as in any championship game, you have a tendency to sometimes let all the adrenaline flow at the beginning, and you have a letdown.
Yeah.
Although the score is only 5 now, they're still not out of it.
Right.
It could turn around any moment now.
That's true.
And
now
you know what's happening right now? You have the Woodland Recreation Center fans are really getting into this game.
Yes, they are. Now you're going to see who has the concentration and who can fight past all the problems out there and start winning and see who can come through with this game.
That's a real motivator when you have 100 people in the stands cheering for you.
Yes, it is.
Nice serve. Nice bump.
Nope.
Okay.
That's the key on both sides. You notice the lower the pass is to the net, neither team has the strong enough net play to get it up out of the net to keep the ball in play. So they are two teams that need that high net play.
Okay, and we have a side out for Woodland. And the server is number 13, Tracy Jacobs.
I think someone needs to get the Woodland crowd up and into this game.
They have their spurts.
And that was a nice dink by number 14, Bridget Corrigan. And our serve.
Okay, we're going to look at that again. Woodland passes it over. The front row player from Gunning tips it over the front row player. Second row player wasn't able to adjust and return the ball.
We just had a side out. It's Woodland's turn to serve. The server is number 24, Sherry Childs, who attends Audubon Junior High School. Coach says that Sherry is one of the laid-back players. Nice concentration. Nice concentration. They're getting into this game, Des. Good bump. Nice bump. Let's see if they'll set this ball up right here. And it's out.
Out.
And it's out.
Okay, we're looking at 10-5 in favor of Woodland.
That's a good serve. Nice bump. Oh.
In. The ball was called in. Ball goes over to Gunning. Corey's back to serve. They're down 5-10.
And we have a good serve. Nice bump. Good bump. You know what, Des? I think they're catching Gunning off guard here.
Very much so.
Woodland is getting into their game. And our server is number 31, Yvonne Greer, who attends Max Hayes. Nice serve, nice
Very
floater.
Nice serve. Nice recovery by Gunning.
Good bump. Oh, great play at the net. We have a lift on Gunning's side. Great play. And the score now is
11-5. Replay. The ball goes over the net. Good play by Woodland. Bridget wasn't able to have her hands together for an appropriate play to retrieve that. Ball goes to Woodland. Side out. Ball goes now over to Gunning. There's a side out on Woodland serve, so now Gunning has the ball. Bridget Corrigan, her nerves.
And the ball is out.
Serves the ball out.
I think, Daz, if Woodland scores a point right here, you're going to see another timeout by Gunning.
They need one.
And the server is number 23.
Out. She should have looked at where she was.
Nice hard serve. And we have a timeout.
Gunning needs to be careful right here because number 32 is the next server for Woodland.
Yeah, they're going to start over with their starting lineup again. Next rotation.
So what do you think Gunning's coach is telling her girls right now, Des?
You know, you asked me a hard question right now, Yaz. I'm sitting here trying to be unbiased. I'm you know.
We
but
understand.
What she has to tell them is to calm down, concentrate, take the replay. Standing where she is, she didn't get herself in front of the ball. She hit it side arm, caused the ball to go backwards instead of the way she wanted to go, forward. The girls have to take this point by point, otherwise they're going to be out of it.
Ball is out. I'm going to tell you, Tanetta was lucky on that play because she was not ready for that serve to come back to her. She gets an opportunity to serve again. Nice hard serve. And it's out. And we have a side out for Gunning. Let's see if they can get back into this game. And our server is number 31. That's Chrissy Drupla. Chrissy attends Lutheran West High School. Nice hard
out. You know, regardless of how this ends, both teams had their opportunities. Woodland is making full use of theirs right now. Gunning has not been able to do that this third game. Like we said before, when they were that close to winning the second game, they knew they didn't want to go to a third game, and they had to, and it shows.
And of course, you have Tamika Greer serving the ball. This is their top server, and she's doing her job.
This is match point here.
Well, a lot of times, you know, when the adrenaline is flowing like it is right now, you have a tendency to overplay.
And the fans are really getting into this. They smell a victory.
It's good to see the fan participation. Gunning.
And we have a net ball. Pressure was too great.
Doesn't look like the home crowd had an effect on being able to help them maintain their lead and stay in control of the match. So it just shows you that any day, anyone can win.
Nice bump. Nice bump. Oh. You know, I have to give number 13, Tracy Jacobs, a lot of credit because she is trying to spike that ball.
Yes, she is.
With both hands, either hand.
Timeout, Woodland.
Right now, Ms. Randall is telling her team players, hey, relax. This game is in the bag. That's all we need is to get the ball back and get the serve in.
See, this is where champions are made because the gunning team, although behind, they still have a chance. I think what's the baseball player, Yogi Berra said, it ain't over till it's over.
That's right. Okay, well, we're about to see how long Gunning can hang in there. Score is 14-6 on behalf of Woodland. Gunning has quite a ways to make up if they plan to come back.
Nice bump. Nice dink. Oh, great. Great try to save that ball. And we have a side out for Woodland. Nice serve. This is game point if they can. Oh.
Goes back over to Woodland, Gunning.
You know, Woodland they just have to relax, Daz. That you get 3 hits on the ball. Just relax. And the server for Gunning is number 25. And that's Amanda Metzer. Nice serve. Nice bump. Nice bump. Caught her off guard.
Sure did.
And we have a side out for Woodland Recreation Center. And the server is number 13. And that's Tracy Jacobs. This is where you want to be.
Game's over.
And that's game.
Game is over. Woodland wins.
Woodland wins the game. That's 2 out of 3. Was a great match.
Any day, anytime, anyone can win. Both teams had a strong season. Gunning was 7-8-0. Woodland was 7-0. First time they met throughout the entire season in today's match. Both teams were strong. They represented their divisions well. Woodland's division came out on top.
You know, Taz, again, you have to give these coaches credit. They're doing a great job with these young ladies. Great job.
Yes, they are. They've come a long way.
And they are dressed out so nicely.
They have wonderful uniforms. We've come a long way in the outfits of the young ladies so that they can be prepared for game days. Well, we've come to the conclusion of today's junior match. We're going to look at the replay of the last point of that match. We're going to see the serve from Woodland go to the back row of Gunning. She goes back for the pass. It's entirely too high, hits the top of the ceiling, comes down. Okay, we're going to come right back to more girls volleyball championship games right after this.
That's my dad. And that's Mom. Dad's got an idea. A way to get rid of all the grody garbage that's polluting the world. He's invented a big rocket ship to shoot all the garbage into outer space. Mom's not sure, but Dad says his invention will save the world.
There's an easier way to save the world. Recycle. For your free recycling action guide, write Recycle. Environmental Defense Fund, 257 Park Avenue South, New York, New York.
If you can't use force to stop a friend from drinking and driving,
hop in.
Use your wits.
This is your car.
Yeah.
My brother had the same car. He never let me drive it, though.
No?
So you must have had me in mind when you bought this. Wait till he hears you've got the same one, and you let me drive it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
With the winning coach, Rochelle Rando, and the MVP for Woodland, Tamika Greer. Congratulations to both of you. Rochelle, what did you start off the season with? What did you tell the girls that your main focus was for the season when you started in September?
When we first started off, we started off serving and bumping and spiking the ball. And mainly I told the girls to just stay focused on what they're doing, stay focused on playing the game.
What, with the level of play that you have now from your girls and with the junior division being 13 to 16 years of age, do you see a large turnover for your season next year, or will you have the same core girls to work with, or will your midgets be moving up and starting fresh with your midgets?
Well, I'll just be losing one junior. And with the midgets, I'll still have all the same ones.
Okay, so you're going to have a strong base again next year.
Yeah, hope so.
Well, congratulations today, and also congratulations to Mika Greer. You not only had a strong serving day, but you also had a good net play and back row play, which was needed for your team to win. What were you thinking about with your teammates when you guys came through the second game to win and you realized that you could go a third game and possibly win the match?
I'm speechless. I mean, I don't know, I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry, I got nothing to say. Well, I told them to work harder because they was giving up. And I just told them to work harder.
Okay, so that was the key going into the third game, to everyone to just work harder.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations to both of you. You're fine representatives of the American Division, and we hope to see you again next year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to have more girls volleyball championship games right after this.
We hope you enjoyed today's game. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, TV20 Cleveland, and subscribe to get the latest videos. I'm Christian Patterson. Thanks for watching TV20 Classic Sports.